In just a few minutes from now, I will be doing my weekly music sing-along with the Torah Nursery in Cleveland, as I've been doing for the last 20 years or so, singing with preschoolers, usually Shabbat songs or holiday songs. And one of the songs we're going to sing today, God willing, is this. Hashem gave us a present. Do you know what it was? He gave us the Torah so we can keep its laws. He asked the other nations, do you want this gift of mine? But they said, no thank you. For the Torah we don't have time. Then to Bnei Israel, the Jewish people, Hashem did go. We said, Na'aseh v'nishma, we will do and we will hear, because we love him so. Then to Bnei Israel, Hashem did go. We said, Na'aseh v'nishma, because we love him so. Welcome, hello, hi. You want to be part of this? Sorry. Everybody wants to be part of the running commentary. This is so exciting. So, that's the question is, did God, if you are listening to the words, did God choose us? Or were we the last nation standing? Are we truly the Am HaBechira, the chosen people? Or just the Am Ein Breira, the nation of no other option? God went to all the other nations first. It's a question that begs to be answered by anyone familiar with this preschool song, or the song is telling us what it's relating, the Midrashic account about what happened before Mount Sinai experience. We say it on Shavuot, we say it every morning. We say it when we're called to the Torah for an aliyah. We say, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim. We say, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam. It's a blessing. It's the only blessing that's actually mandated by the Torah itself. Interestingly, there are many other blessings that are rabbinic. And we say, Hashem, you chose us. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim. You chose us from all the other nations. And is it really a choice? Because the Midrash talks about this shocking prelude to Sinai. God didn't first come to us. He first offered the Torah to all the other nations, and each of them turned him down one at a time. God first, the Midrash goes through many, maybe 10 or 15 nations or more, and describes the conversation. And just parenthetically, I am right now in Pepper Pike, which is an area of Cleveland nearby where I live, and you can see over here we are at the Friendship Circle of Cleveland, Ohio. So it's one of the largest ones in the world, and my sister Esti, my brother-in-law Yossi Marazov, they run it, and this is a new area I'm trying out because it has good reception, I think. We'll find out. Anyway, so let's get back to the story over here. So God first offered the Torah to Esav, to the nation of Edom, which is Esav. And they asked, God said, would you like this Torah of mine? And they said, what does it say? And he said, Lo tirtzach, it says do not murder. They said, what? That's our lifestyle. Esav lives by the sword. It's not for us. God then approached Ammon and Moab and offered the Torah. What does it say? Lo tinaf, do not commit adultery. He said, we were born from incest. That's our culture. Then he went to Yishmael, and he said, they asked, what does it say? He said, Lo tignov, do not steal. He said, that's our industry. Our father was a bandit. Finally, God comes to us, and we don't ask what's in the Torah. We just say, Na'aseh v'nishma. We will do, and we will hear, and we will ask questions later. But, so God says, okay, the Torah is yours, this great treasure, this gift of mine is yours. But based on this story, are we God's first choice or simply the last option? Are we truly the Am HaBechira, the chosen people, the chosen nation? Or Am Ein Brera, like Rabbi Ashkenazi says beautifully, the choice, the nation of no other option. So, it's a great question, and the answer is a reframing answer. God did not choose us at Sinai. He chose us, but not at Sinai. He chose us way back when, hundreds of years prior, when he said to Avraham, to the first Jew, he said, Lech lecha me'artzecha, go forth from your land, because you will be my people. He said, Ki b'Yitzchak yikare lechazara, because through Yitzchak, your children will be called mine through Yitzchak. And then he went to Yitzchak and he said, Al tered Mitzrayim, don't go down to Egypt because you're a holy man, you're mine. And then he comforted Jacob, when he said, Hine anochi imach biho, I am with you. God was building something, but not just a nation. He was building a spiritual DNA. God was building a readiness for us to accept his Torah at Mount Sinai. And that's in this world. That was just a few hundred years prior to Mount Sinai. But the Chassidic teachings go deeper, delve deeper, as they always do, illuminating the Torah in the most beautiful way. That Chassidus tells us that the choice of the Jewish people preceded creation itself. The Zohar teaches also that the Jewish soul is rooted in God's very essence. Banim atem Hashem Elokechem. You are children to God your God. And not only that, but B'ni Bechori Israel, we're God's firstborn. And it's getting noisy here, so I will turn around. A lot of construction happening over here. And the Tanya, so firstborn conceptually, we're connected with God even before time began. The Tanya, the classic Chassidic book, says that, the foundational Chassidic book, says that Yisrael Allah b'machshava, that the Jewish people arose in God's primordial thought, his thought even before the Torah itself. And it connects us with God in the most intimate way. This is why when the moment came and God offered us the Torah, we recognized God and its value. Because spiritually we're wired to do so. Emotionally, we were ready when everyone else hesitated to receive the Torah. We not only agreed, but we stepped forward with our eyes closed. But that spiritual identity was forged also into something physical, something lived. God didn't just prepare our souls, he also prepared and trained our bodies. For 400 years, our slavery in Egypt wasn't just a punishment, says Chassidus, it was a preparation. The harsh exile purified us. The harsh Egyptian exile melted away the outer layers. And when the moment came, we said, yes, God, we're yours. So that is the story. So to answer the question, were we chosen? Yes, absolutely. What about the song and the story in the Midrash? We weren't chosen then. We were always chosen before time began. And here comes another question. If so, why then did God even offer the Torah to the other nations? If God knew it was going to be us, and we are the chosen people for this particular path to be a light unto the nations, why did he even offer it to other nations? Why all the drama? The drama. Morning. So the Midrash paints a very dramatic metaphor about this. It says there's a bride waiting under the chuppah in all her glory, and the groom, the chatan, is looking elsewhere. A moment before Sinai, God is still turning to the other nations and asking, do you want the Torah? A moment before our marriage to God? How could he? Why would he? There are many answers given to this. Classical biblical commentators talk about this in many different ways, so that they shouldn't say we didn't get a chance, etc., etc. But the Rebbe says something else. The Rebbe says God offered them the Torah to give them a connection to the Torah, Even a declining offer creates a link and breaks the ice and softens the heart. It's like a teacher offering the same opportunity to every student, even the ones who may not say yes. Why? Because when you ask someone, when you offer something to someone, it changes their inside. It awakens a spark. It makes them feel seen and heard. And it says, you matter. Like they do so well here in Friendship Circle. Doing a little loop here because of the noise of the construction. So the Rebbe says that this universal offer from God to all the other nations, it wasn't just a formality or a fake like other commentators say. It actually planted seeds that would blossom later in history when the nations might be ready. And that's when Mashiach comes, and now the prelude to Mashiach. The Torah is not a private treasure. It's a divine blueprint for humanity. And every soul, even those who declined at first, remains connected to the Torah's light. And there's a lot more. In the printed version of this talk, you'll see a lot more detail where the Kli Yakar, a biblical commentator, talks about how there are two sets of the Ten Commandments. There's the first set they were given in the Torah. It talks about two sets. One was in Parshat Yitro, way back when. Another one is in Parshat V'etchanan. And there are 10 differences in the two sets. In the first one, the Kli Yakar opines, and beautifully so. The first set of the Ten Commandments are more universal laws, and they're calmer and easier, and they're available for everyone. And they were actually meant for the whole world. The second set, the one that we read in Parshat V'etchanan, that Moshe repeated, are more refined and harsher and stronger and more detailed. Specifically, they're not so universal. They're more personal for us, for the Jewish people. You can see the details there. But be that as it may, the point over here that we're saying was that every soul who is somehow connected, including all the nations of the world, they're connected to the light of the Torah. And the values of the Ten Commandments actually do shape the modern world. Justice, faith, dignity, life, the value of life, truth. Even the American dollar says it all. In God we trust. And that's a line that the Rebbe, our Rebbe, publicly celebrated many times. He said it all began at Sinai, but it didn't end there. It's all from us, the values, the morals of the world. It's all from us, but it's meant for everyone. Because Atem tiyu li mamlechet kohanim v'goy kadosh. You will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, not just for ourselves. We weren't chosen to be separate. We were chosen to be a light, to be or lagoyim, to be a light to everyone, to illuminate, to influence, to inspire, to teach the world that morality is not man-made, it is divine. So when you say the blessing on Shavuot, or every other day in the morning blessings, Asher bachar banu mikol hamim, that God, you chose us from all the nations, it's not a statement of status, it's a declaration of destiny. It's a mission. It's a call to a mission. Sing that song with your preschooler. Hashem gave us a present. Do you know what it was? He gave us the Torah, so we can't keep its laws. He gave it to us to be a source of light, of dignity, of truth to the entire world. Because we weren't picked and chosen at Sinai. We were first prepared many generations prior. And the world knows now what we can give, especially now, in this time and age. So let's receive the Torah, but not just receive it. Let's be its ambassadors. Not because no one else would, but because only we could. and we were created to. Thank you to Rabbi Ashkenazi for this amazing talk and the teaching the Rebbe's teachings in Hebrew. Rabbi Ashkenazi from Rishon LeZion. And the main call to action right now is to make sure that every single Jew, young and old, man, woman, and child, hears the Ten Commandments in a synagogue, in a shul, to Monday morning, Shavuot this year. Sunday night, we're staying up all night learning Torah. We have a great program at Chabad called the Big 10. 10 people talking about each one of the 10 Commandments in a beautiful way, thanks to the chefs here in Cleveland and everybody in your own space. You might have a Shavuot program that you can attend. The main thing is to listen, to hear the 10 Commandments straight from God through the Torah reader on Monday morning, and of course afterwards to enjoy some ice cream and cheesecake and celebrate. God bless you and yours forever, and we should celebrate Shavuot in Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh. If Mashiach comes today, we will all be in Jerusalem, in the rebuilt Jerusalem. May it happen soon. Take care.